Okay, in 7-2 work together, we're going to be completing a balance sheet for an organization that's organized as a sole proprietorship. So there are 4 steps here. To start out, it says All Pro Painters has completed its worksheet and an income statement and is now ready to prepare the balance sheet. The first step in preparing a balance sheet is our heading. We want to fill in the blanks for each row. For the heading, All Pro Painters for April 30th of the current year. Enter the current year as 20 and do not abbreviate the month. So our row 1, remember, is the name of the company, so All Pro Painters. Row 2 is the name of our financial statement, so balance sheet. And row 3 is the date. Remember that a balance sheet is a snapshot, so it's taken on the current day, so that's April 30th of 20 dash. So that is our heading. Pretty simple, straightforward. And now we're ready to go over and look at what items actually appear on our balance sheet. So it says the list of accounts shown here is taken from our All Pro Painters worksheet. For each account that appears on the balance sheet, we need to indicate whether the section or in what section it should appear. For an account that does not appear on the balance sheet, we need to select neither. So remember that on a balance sheet, we have assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. So cash is an asset. Petty cash is an asset. Our 2 accounts receivables are also assets. Supplies and prepaid insurance are our last 2 assets. So we should have 6 assets listed here. We have 2 accounts payable. Remember that accounts payables are liabilities, so they will appear on the balance sheet. And then lastly, we have Dwight Sundin Capital and Dwight Sundin Drawing. Both of those are owner's equity and will appear on the balance sheet. However, one thing we need to keep in mind when we're doing drawing is that drawing is part of current capital. So drawing is actually not going to appear on our balance sheet. If you remember from looking at our PowerPoint, current capital is the only thing that's listed under stockholder or owner's equity. We use drawing to find our current capital, but we don't actually list drawing on our balance sheet. And so income statement or income summary is not either. We're going to get to that in chapter 8. And then we also have our sales, which is revenue. That goes in our income statement. And all of our expenses do not go on our balance sheet either, because all of those can be found on our income statement. So that will bring us over to step 3, which is for us to get going here. So notice that we have our worksheet listed here. We want to use this worksheet for All Pro Painters to complete our balance sheet for April 30th. So again, remember that Applia does all of this for you. I kind of wish that they allowed us to enter things in, because remember that you need to have the heading assets, and then we need to plug all of our asset information in. So I'm going to put my question assets over here like this. And then I'm going to scroll down so I can see all my assets. Remember that when we're doing this, we want to make sure that we pull from the balance sheet columns and not from the trial balance columns. So cash is going to be $47.50. We're going to plug that in. Petty cash is $75. Accounts receivable for Mackerman is $825. Accounts receivable for Wu is $715. Again, making sure that we get the correct amount for supplies. So the supplies balance is $110 right now, not $250, not the $140 adjustment. The balance is $110. So we want to plug $110 in here, and then prepaid insurance is $320. So that's where our information is coming from for our assets. Our liabilities section. So our accounts payable, I have to scroll down a little bit, is $275. And our accounts payable is $490. So those are our 2 total liabilities. And then remember, for capital, we need to find our current capital. So in order to find current capital, we take our $3,500 and we add our net income. So we have to scroll down. So add $3,730 and we get that total. And then we subtract out our drawing. So it's $3,500 plus $3,730 minus $1,200. So when you do that, your current capital amount should be $6,030 if you do that correctly. Again, capital amount plus net income minus drawing, and you should get $6,030. And then that will be all of our information in here, and now we just need to do our totals. So as I come over here, our balance sheet, we need to total up all of our assets. When we do that, our total ends up being 6,795, excuse me, typo. Our total liabilities are 275 plus 490, that's 765. And so then to get total liabilities and owner's equity, we take 765 plus 630, and we end up with 6795. So we are equal. If we were not, that would be my main reason, and guess would be is that you didn't use the current capital amount and you just used the amount of 3,000 that was listed there in your capital balance. So you need to make sure you do your current capital. So that is the 4 steps for 7.2. They're pretty easy as long as you remember to do that current capital. So you can go ahead and do the 7.2 on your own and then 7.2 application.